Hey guys, it's Heather the Boss here. Welcome back to my art channel. Today I'm going to be sitting down with you and I just want to open my heart and share some of the things that I've been going through, and hopefully through sharing my own experiences this could really resonate with some of you out there. So let's get into this. If you'd like to skip ahead, I will definitely have a part in this video where I just focus on sharing the information with you guys. But if you're here for me and you want to hear my own experience and everything that I've been kind of going through and how I'm getting out of it, then keep on watching. So this year started off very challenging for me. As you guys might know, watching a previous video, I just recently moved to Nevada. I'm in Las Vegas right now. At the time, and still right now, I've been doing contracted work. I've been taking on projects here and there, but it's not a consistent flow at the moment. I've been a little bit hesitant to jump right back into a job because the last work experience that I had just was not the right fit. So I'm a little bit more cautious of that. So with that in mind, this is going to really shake up the story a little bit more. From the last video you guys saw, I went back to San Jose and I spent time with my family for Halloween. And then I spent maybe 2 weeks out there. And when I came back, my roommate told me that he was no longer working at the place where we also live because he worked here on the apartment campus, and that he was terminated. And that meant that at the end of the month that we would have to renegotiate the lease and the rent was going to go up. Now, what I didn't know is that when I went down to the office, because I originally was not on the lease, which I know that sounds crazy, but I was kind of doing it to protect myself in a way. Learned from the office where he used to work, he might not be able to stay at this location, period. I started freaking out at this point because I was more upset at the fact that my roommate didn't tell me any of that. He really left a lot of this stuff out, and he worked at the leasing agency. He was one of the leasing people. So the fact that he left all of this out, didn't tell me anything, made me not trust him anymore, and I didn't want to even be in a living situation with him. And unfortunately, he screwed me because the day that I found out that we only had to the end of the month was right on Thanksgiving weekend. Because I learned about this the day before Thanksgiving, that didn't really give me any time to find another place and put in, my whatever. Somehow things ended up working out and I managed to get this place here. I did not have the funds because I haven't been working a full-time job to qualify for this place. I would have to put in 3 times the rent ahead of time to be able to qualify for the place that I'm at, which I didn't have. I only had 2 months. At first, my parents were really on board with helping me, but for some reason, at the last minute, they decided that they weren't comfortable doing it. I don't know why. They didn't want to sign my, what do you call that? They didn't want to sign the cosign. So they decided at the last minute that they were not interested in co-signing for me, which threw me into a state of complete panic because I didn't know what I was going to do. I'd just like to add that I don't blame my parents for not wanting to co-sign. Co-signing is pretty much never a good idea. The fact that they originally offered the help and I had put $500 down already kind of would put me in a really weird situation where I didn't really know what to do at that point. It was also extremely painful for me to even have to ask in the first place. Out of desperation, I called up my grandmother. She agreed that she would help me. And then at the last minute again, my mom called me back and said, oh, you know what, we'll give you the money for your first 3 months of rent. That week was one of the most stressful weeks of my life. I don't want to get really emotional here, but having to rely on other people is something that I'm very not comfortable doing. I don't, especially when it comes to money, I don't like that at all. And the fact that I even had to borrow money from my parents just still annoys the hell out of me so much. I was so incredibly stressed out during this point. And at the same time, Lalit and I decided to break it off, which was also heartbreaking. And I'm not gonna cry in this video. So as you can see, I'm in a different location, which is nice and everything, but let's get more into the story because it doesn't end there. So I go and see my family for Christmas and spend time with them. And because I've been taking care of Odis, which was originally a gift that I gave to Lalit, that was his birthday present last year, I decided it would be best to keep Odis at my parents' house so that Lolit would still be able to see him. Lolit just found a job working at Cisco and he's living in San Jose. He doesn't have a place where he can keep a pet, but I thought it would be good for him to be able to see Odis. And plus, being here in this new house without having my roommate's dog, Odis got so bored and he would just sit at the door all day, and it just is really upsetting for me to think about it because I love that dog so much and I want to give him the best life. Hold on a sec, guys. This is so hard for me to talk about. That freaking dog makes me cry so much. That little bugger is the one reason that I ever left the house. I would go to the park, I would go outside, and I'd have somewhat of a social life because I would be interacting with my neighbors, or when I'd go to the park, I'd actually meet people and just talk, you know, and I don't know. When I came back here to my new place, which, you know, obviously I'm very grateful to have, I've never lived on my own. So, and I've always wanted to, always imagined, I just want to be alone. I don't want to be around other people. They drive me nuts. I'm sick of people, blah, blah, blah. So I had that in my head for the longest time, thinking, I just want to be alone. Just leave me on top of a mountain and just don't even have a phone, you know? But I can't even tell you that being here and not having, you know, my pet and just being truly alone for the first time was so difficult, so challenging. When I'm already feeling sad, my first reaction isn't really to reach out to people, it's to go more within myself. That's just the way that I've always just dealt with things, especially growing up. I've always kind of raised myself in a way to deal with things. So I just had myself to turn to, and it was really challenging. I was freaking out so bad that I think my body just didn't even know how to handle it, because I wasn't releasing any of that stress. I would just go into my bathtub and I would just bawl my eyes out and cry because I didn't know what was going to happen. Sometimes when your mental state is just so bad, you have to almost interact with your body, because the body, you know, it's not detached from your brain. You know, we carry experiences in our body and we need to release things and let it go. What I ended up doing, which was difficult for me at the time, but it was the right steps for me that really helped me get on the right track, were these two things. First of all, I know that I don't have this incredible budget, but I really felt that if I just got my body back on a good track, I would be doing a lot better. So I ended up hiring a personal trainer. Now, I know that when somebody tells you that, you're gonna probably think, that's too expensive, I can't do it, that's unrealistic. But the thing was, by paying this person to help me just get on a better track and a better mental place, I knew it was gonna help me attract better things that I wanted in my life. So to me, it was worth it. And no, it's not something that costs thousands of dollars. You don't even have to find a trainer per se, but I knew that for me, I needed that motivation and that accountability partner to have somebody really be tracking my progress and kick my butt when it needed to be kicked. So I've been training with him once a week, and he also gives me a workout plan. So I would really encourage you, you don't have to go out and get a personal trainer like I did, but do some type of physical activity if you're going through a whole bunch of mental turmoil. It could really help you, especially when you start to see other results. The side effects, though, of working out and really being able to take care of my body has made me really thirsty. I drink so much more water now, and I am not a water drinker. I've never liked drinking water. It's been one of my just things that I don't do, but I've been hydrating more because I've been working out and I've craved it so much. And I'm also sleeping so much better because I'm working out. It really helps me out so much. I'll be able to just hit the bed like J-Lo says and just go to sleep, which has not been something that's very common unless I am working out and putting in that energy into the gym. If you're going through something personal, you just try to get your body involved in something to allow your mind to kind of just calm down and lose yourself in whatever sport or training that you're doing. I can't tell you too, being able to fall asleep easier and allow these crazy thoughts in my head to really subside has been a very big gift for me. Now, these things didn't happen overnight, but they really started to build up, and I'm seeing them within the few weeks that I've been doing this training, that I'm already starting to change. and it feels really great. The next thing that I did to really invest in myself is that I've been doing a few different things, but one of them is I decided to take a course from Natalia Kubikina, and I love her. She's been a mentor of mine, and I'm obsessed with her. She has a new assignment for you that's a small project that you do every single day that allows you to think about your goals. That has been an amazing investment into myself. I've been doing a lot of reading in my free time, and that's really helped me just expand my mind so much. I'll put them on the screen in case I forget, but I was going back through a Brene Brown book that I was reading a long time ago and taking notes on it. So I highly recommend, if you are reading something, journal in the book, or have a separate notebook that you can kind of go and take notes every chapter so you can relate it back to your life. So I would highly recommend investing in yourself, because when you're able to really start to study and think about the things that you want to do, it can help you get back out of a really dark time. And if you have a lot of positive influences, it's really going to help you. Being able to have that course that I was taking that gives me homework every day, and then also making little homework projects out of the books that I'm reading, really have done my mental state a lot of good. Now, last but not least, started to get out and be a little bit more social slowly but surely. I know that's something that is really difficult for me because I like to keep to myself. I know a lot of people think I am a very big social butterfly, and I can be very outgoing, but I am a very inward type of person. I don't know. I feel good though, because I have been getting out of the house and trying to be social, and I know that's challenging because, like I said, I don't really feel, I'm trying to work on it, with my little Brene Brown book. I'm trying to get to the point where I have certain people that I know that I can trust and be vulnerable with, and I've built that up with a few people, and it feels really good to be able to do that. I remember I was having a really bad day, really crappy day, and I decided to just go out and walk the strip by myself. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I was just thinking, you know what? I live in Vegas, might as well just go down there and walk. And I ended up walking into a gallery and hitting it off with people that worked there. So I might end up doing some collaborations with them in the future, which is really awesome. So that just really goes to show that even when you're down, you can take little baby steps in order to start putting your life back on a really good track. I thought this was a very important video to sit down and share with you guys, because I know that everything is very oriented around goals, and you guys know that I am a person that loves setting goals every year and really having a vision for my life. But I can't even begin to say how troubled I was at the beginning of this year, not knowing exactly what direction I'm going in, because so many things just changed so quickly for me, and I just felt spun around in a circle, and I froze. I didn't know what to do. So if you're in that state of mind right now, if you're feeling really just down and you're stuck at this point, I just want to let you know that you can get out of it. As difficult as it may sound, don't force yourself to do 10 million things in a day, because that's just going to exhaust you. Just make small little steps in the right direction. It's going to make your soul so happy, making the right next move, getting outside, being able to interact with people, and also keep a healthier lifestyle where you're able to sleep and just get that, good rest in so you can think fresh and clearly. It's not something that you should underestimate. It'll really change your whole life around. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't seen my channel before and you would like to subscribe, I'd love to have you around for the next time I make a video. And yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. How are you guys doing? Did you have any personal just challenges or setbacks that have happened at the beginning of this year that started to throw you off? Let me know in the comments below, and I might be able to help you with that. So I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. I do have some more art related content that I have just been brewing in my mind, some visual art as well as some courses and such that I really want to offer and provide for you guys. Since I have this whole place to myself, I am going to be redoing my entire house and really centering it around filming and art. So I have this whole area that's meant to be my dining room area that I'm turning into my personal art space. So you guys are gonna get to see that. I filmed it before I went back to my parents' house and dropped Odis off. So you'll get to see little Odie in my video, which again, it just pulls at my heartstrings. All right, guys, it's been a hard video for me to film, but I actually feel a lot lighter and airier. It was kind of difficult talking about my dog because I really miss him a lot, and I don't know how I'm gonna live if I don't have the little guy in my just direct life anymore. But thank you for sitting down and listening to me, and I would love to hear your experiences in the comments below. So I love you guys so much. Take care, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.